Well, that fight continues. Meanwhile, Bharat had maintained that Pakistan's Foreign Minister and Deputy Prime Minister Ishaq Dar has come out and said that Bharat maintained its line that Operation Sindoor and its issue with Pakistan is a bilateral matter, and revealed that the US Secretary of State Marco Rubio told him during the military conflict in May that Bharat will not settle for a third-party mediation for ceasefire since it was a bilateral issue between two countries. Now, in an interview to Al Jazeera, Ishaq Dar said when he asked Marco Rubio about third-party mediation with India during the military conflict, the US official told him that New Delhi has refused the same since it's a bilateral matter. So clearly, July itself, Marco Rubio said Bharat is very clear, this is a bilateral issue and there should be no third-party intervention. Ambassador Deepak Vora, former diplomat with us, Lieutenant General D.P. Pandey, security analyst, and Dr. Anand Ranganathan with us. Namaste, Jai Hind, gentlemen. So let's ask the diplomat.
Why do I get trapped into all this?
What an introduction. Separated the wheat from the chaff straight away.
Thank you very much. It's always a pleasure to be with you on your channel. And you yourself are insanely popular, the way you conduct the show. And of course, we have two outstanding colleagues. I see General Saab and I see our colleague. But let me put it to you like this. Why would he say a thing like this? Sir, you tell us what happened. General Saab would tell us how it has happened. I try and understand why is it happening. Why does this guy come out now and say that India rejected mediation? Has he fallen out with McDonald Trump? Is United States not delivering what he wanted? Or has that Pinjare Wali Munaria told Ishaq Dar that you better acknowledge this because your time is running out, I'm going to boot you out any day. So you might as well tell the truth for once in your life. I don't know what the reality is, but listening to the statement that Deputy Prime Minister Ishaq Dar has made that we are ready to talk, etc. We are a peace-loving country. Well, he can't refrain from telling lies. Peace indeed. He wants the world to be. His Munaria said that the world would be in pieces if Pakistan got angry. Remember that? We'll take half the world down with us. That kind of nonsense. So he's probably trying to undo that damage, but in the process, he has acknowledged that he's willing to talk bilaterally to Bharat if we are willing. He said, I can't force them to talk. Now that is a plea, it's a cry from the wilderness. Yeah, tiger, baat to kar lo mere se. मेरी इज्जत बचाओ, कुछ तो करो, कुछ दीपक वोरा को भेज दो, किसी जनरल साहब को भेज दो, किसी अंडर सेक्रेटरी को भेज दो, कुछ तो चले आगे. So I think that seems to be the reality at this time. They are desperate for a conversation with us. We are determined not to give it to them.
But this is about, I am speaking the truth, but I will not call you a liar, Ambassador Saab.
You're so right. And also what I would tell him, if you don't tell lies about me, I will not tell the truth about you. That is my answer.
But is this comes out, this revelation, this interview comes on a day when we are going to have the trade representative of the US in Bharat. There is a thaw in terms of, many would say thaw, but there is a clear understanding that, okay, we've got to work on a deal. Trump, cools down a bit. PM immediately responds. Whenever the tone is right, the Prime Minister responds. Now, amidst all of this, he comes out and says, oh, the Indians never wanted any mediation. This is directly trying to say, okay, now let's provoke a reaction from Bharat about this. See, now the Pakistanis are corroborating our statement. Look, Donald Trump, watch this. So is this another way to try and trap Bharat? That's what I'm asking you, Ambassador Saab.
Oh, he will try, but we will not respond to this. This is some fellow sitting in some country which is our neighbor saying these funny things. Nobody trusts him, nobody believes him. So we are simply, if at all there will be a statement from MEA, we have taken note of what the fellow has said. Happy birthday, thank you very much. Oh, by the way, since I said happy birthday, Prime Minister Narendra Modi, happy birthday to
So
you.
we'll talk about that. In just about 10-15 minutes, we'll get to that and we'll have those conversations too. आज हमने आपको पकड़ लिया है, आप मिल गए तो फिर आपको छोड़ेंगे थोड़ी. तो
I knew this was coming. मैं जा रहा हूँ. Help police, get me out of this.
Okay. But Dr. Ranganathan, your thoughts. General Pandey is on the move. So we'll try and see if the line is through with him. Okay. General Saab, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
So your thoughts on Ishaq Dar? What would you like to say?
Yeah, okay. Let's. There are a couple of things. First is the political issue, right? What happened in Operation Sindoor, because of which I think the Prime Minister was time and again asked that was it under the American compulsion that we possibly went for a ceasefire or the pause button. So this very clearly articulates today that India in nowhere, and I think he has said as much number of times, and our MEA has said that there was just no talks. I think Jaishankar ji had said talked of the sequence of events,
Yeah.
how it panned out, how the discussion took place, how somebody from the Gulf country had reached out, and how all these things panned out. And I think it's very clear in the political realm also, and for the country as well, that what the Prime Minister and the political leadership has been saying is the truth, that there was no intervention from third party, and the stand of India of being bilateral on any conflict or issues of discussion remains as is where is. Right? I think that's a very good thing which has happened, at least for the political dispensation. Now, second is the timing. Please understand, whatever happens in this world today is time. And this interview comes at a very critical time when the trade talks and the thaw between Trump and India, I'll not say Trump and Modi, is happening. So when this comes out at this time, it is indicative, and it is actually eating the humble pie as well, eating your own words, that what Trump has time and again gone into and told the world that give me the Nobel Prize because I was the one who intervened, actually. So this actually opens up the lie so very clearly that we need to give it to the Americans for having allowed for such a conversation go through in larger strategic interest. And if you have noticed in last couple of
I think we just lost his video. But interestingly, that he's turning and saying, okay, perhaps the Americans just told them go ahead and say this ahead of the talk so that there is a certain thaw in terms of position. But Dr. Ranganathan, I just want to jog your memory also that Donald Trump, when he was traveling to the Middle East, he had at a conference turned around and said that the Pakistanis asked us for help, and I told the Pakistanis, you're not getting anything till you call off this war. There's no trade with you. At that time, he didn't talk about Bharat. And that was the first time, and that was after 2 months of this entire rhetoric, that Trump said the statement where he said, we tried to talk to both sides. Modi is a great friend, where it's not easy to negotiate, all of that, he said that. And then he said, with the Pakistanis, we talk trade. And I told them that you're not getting anything till the time you call off this fight. So he didn't say that I told the Indians the same. At that time, he very specifically said, this is what the Pakistan. Now the Pakistanis are accepting that, the Americans were talking to us, they told us to back off, and we backed off. Jhanda to unhone hi uthaya tha, haath to unhone hi khade kiye the. Now that's also now confirmed. Dr. Ranganathan.
No, absolutely. Good evening, Anand, and good evening to my fellow panelists. Can I just say it looks like General Pandey is inside a fighter jet. I hope it's not above Pakistan or a space capsule. But it's a great sight to behold.
No, but I didn't know paras fly, that from a para commando and a GOC-15 Corps, he's become an air warrior. That's true integration of our forces, of all theatre commands. But yes, Ji.
Yeah, just when you thought Pakistan would not be worried anymore, I think here we have. No, 3 points here. Number one, first of all, arguably what the Pak minister has said is, you can say at one level, detached from the Operation Sindoor and the machinations of there. He's talked about no third-party mediation or bilateral talks in general. So he's not mentioned Operation Sindoor or the ceasefire. So you can say the detractors like Rahul Gandhi can still say that US intervened. But logic tells you that if the Pakistani establishment themselves have admitted that India has never gone for third-party mediation, then why, of all places, in the middle of a war, would it go for a third-party mediation? So common sense tells you that you extrapolate what the Prime Minister, what this gentleman is saying, Pak Minister, to the ending of Operation Sindoor, that it was nothing to do with America or Trump or the threat of not trading with the Western countries, so ceasefire and all that. So that's a fact. Now, going forward, I think what this does is two things, and very briefly. Number one, it is, like it or not, a big slap on the face of Pakistan. This is perhaps the first time they've recognized that come any Western power, either EU or in fact the new power China, their friend, or America, they themselves have admitted, and you can see from his tone, it's quite grudging. It's like, like someone who constantly plays a victim card in the school playground has finally admitted ki haan yaar main maan gaya chalo. It's like a defeatist tone. And normally defeatist tones are always true. So he's admitted that India is never going to allow a third party to come in and mediate between India and Pakistan on the issues that we firmly believe. Our stand hasn't changed for 75 years. I mean, POK is ours. It's just a matter of time before we take it. It's another matter that many, in fact, on this panel would probably feel that we should have gone ahead and, taken it this time round. But that time will come. The second issue is concerning the West. And the West better realize that not only are we not going to allow a third party to mediate between our issues, we are going to do two more things. We've already done them. Number one, we are not going to allow the hyphenation of India with Pakistan anymore. You want to come to India, you come to India. Don't visit Pakistan alongside, as what used to happen for 50, 60 years.
So the dehyphenation is very clearly happening, yeah.
Correct. And the third thing is, we will act according to our interests. If we believe that we need to bomb the mainland Pakistan, Punjab, we will do so on our choice of day and time and the place. These two things are absolutely crystal clear from the grudging, ironically, from the grudging acceptance of not of a Western leader or Trump, from ironically the grudging acceptance of Pakistani leaders.
No, not just the Pakistan leaders. The thing is, कि हम फोड़ेंगे लेकिन कह के फोड़ेंगे. In this case, what we did is we called them, we told them that we are coming, we are bombing only these structures and we'll do it. And they gave them time to mobilize. They couldn't do anything. We still bombed them. So they know that कि अब ये कह के बजाएंगे तो भी बजेंगे ही हम. They have no other option. That's one part. But the other thing, interesting jacket, Ambassador Deepak Vora, General Pandey was wearing something similar that has hints and touches of the Northeast along with the tricolour and your name. I also see that this has got a hint of the Northeast there. So similar jackets. He was wearing, General Pandey was wearing something from Nagaland. You're wearing something from the Northeast. Good to see more of the.
From Meghalaya.
This one's from Meghalaya. So it just stands out.
General Pandey borrowed my idea. Tell him to pay me royalty.
You see, so with a lot of respect, it said that great minds think alike. But it was also said that fools seldom differ. So I fall in the latter, you fall in the former.
Why aren't you wearing a jacket?
So
you should be wearing one.
But General Pandey had an interesting observation about Ilyas Kashmiri making an observation. This Masood Ilyas Kashmiri is from the Jaish. He's very upset with the Pakistan army. General Pandey?
Yeah.
Another underlining of Operation Sindoor कि हमने बहुत बजाया उनको.
So while again it adds on to what Dar says, and they have all accepted that they went to Americans, they went to Saudis, or Saudis called up, and then eventually they went to Americans for getting a ceasefire done, and they had killed and kneeled all over the place at least on the 10th. The fact remains that when a terrorist has not come out and told that how these people have been sorted out, is also an affirmation why we'll not like to believe. But yes, he's now speaking on a public platform. But what is amazing me is that today the Pakistani army is actually eating the humble pie when the terrorists are coming out and telling that we have been working for you guys for such a long time, but when our time came, where were you? Right? It is so clear that they have now become proxy. The Pakistan army is a proxy for Americans for a long time. Then for last a decade or so, it became a proxy for the Chinese. And now it has gone back to being actually a total proxy for the terrorist. So how far down is this so-called professional army is going to go down into the depth of ignominy? The last thing I just want to wind up by saying is that the way they are operating Balochistan, blasting off using gunships, aircrafts, artillery, tanks to actually destroy buildings, houses, kill the Balochis. does it also imply that the Pakistan army has now become master of actually killing innocents who are unarmed and disarmed? So while you did in Pahalgam onto the east of Pakistan, you are doing the same thing in the west. And I'm quite shocked and amazed that no human rights organizations are actually talking about this, what is happening.
I think largely because a lot of it has been blanked out. It's blanked out and it is falling on the blind spot of a lot of the world. And it's a very, very inconvenient truth. Dr. Ranganathan, coming to you, but Ambassador Vora, what this Jayesh Kadar has come out and said that we have conducted activity in Bharat, and he's called out the Pakistani army for not supporting and helping the Jaish and the destruction of their markaz in Bahawalpur. Is that not the biggest open admission that the Pak army is complicit in proxy war? And it's coming from a proscribed terrorist himself. Ji.
There's no question, sir. It appears to me that the commander-in-chief of the Pakistani army, this fellow called Manus Nazar, what is his name? Manus Nazar nahi.
Masood
something. Some Manus fellow. So Nazar Masood or something like that. He has acknowledged that the army doesn't listen to me. I'm the commander-in-chief. You guys should be saluting me when I come. You send all your generals. When one of my fellows is killed, you drape it in the national flag. You reverse arms, whatever. So he's upset because they are not willing to give him the support. The Americans are hitting them like a ton of bricks. Second, sir, you remember that Donald Trump had negotiated with Pinjrewali Munaria that we'll go to Baluchistan. You kick out the Canadians and the Chinese, and then we will take over and we'll look for all the oil and the gold and the copper and the rare earths, which of course don't exist. The Baloch have said, Tiger, come here and we'll trash you. So I think there's total turmoil, there's total misunderstanding, total lack of cohesion at the moment in Pakistan, reflecting confusion at the highest level. On the one hand, the Prime Minister says something, the Deputy Prime Minister says something else, the Defence Minister, all these guys are irrelevant. The only person who matters is that Pinjrewali Munaria. And he has been quiet. He hasn't responded for some time. He hasn't commented on what this Manus fellow has said, nor has he commented so far at least on what Ishaq Dar has said. It'll be interesting to see what he comes out with because he's the boss. There's no question. Like you are the boss on your show. He's the boss on Pakistan's show. There's no question about it. So that's what I'm looking at.
Ambassador Saab, just a request, वो पाकिस्तानी ऐसा है, वो दुश्मन से सीखते भी हैं. So a certain Mohammad Yusuf is learning from you how to mispronounce words, and he's ended up abusing the captain of the Indian T20 team at Asia Cup. Dr. Ranganathan.
Who's abused it? Who's abused it?
Sir, a former Yusuf Yohana Christian turned Muslim so that he could become captain of Pakistan.
Oh, this is that Mohammed Useless. No, whatever. What did you say his name is? Or whatever it is, go right. I'm not going to learn. So let me be. I'm an old man. I'm 74. My memory is fading. How do I remember their names?
Dr. Ranganathan. Yes.
Ambassador just thought he'll slip it in that he not only looks, he's actually 1 year younger than Narendra Modi as well. Well done. You know what you did there. But Anand, one small aspect that I think has gone relatively unnoticed is that how easily, and I'm saying that being pleased about it, how easily the West has and the powers that we have accepted that we have and we will continue to keep the Indus Water Treaty in abeyance. I think that I would say in the overall arching significance of Operation Sindoor would be our greatest achievement. Remember, there were hues and cries. In fact, as the good ambassador talked about his nom de plume of Munir, he said, well, let them build a dam and we will blow it up with, I don't know, whatever he said, with 10 missiles and all that stuff. So they know in their heart of hearts, today's grudging acceptance is just one acceptance of India going ahead, and irrespective of what the Pakistanis or what the world believes our actions are going to be, we are going to take those actions. I just hope we don't step back from the Indus Water Treaty. I just hope and pray.
We won't.
We won't. General Pandey?
Actually, you know what happens is when such a loud and clear acceptance comes from the terrorist leader itself that they have been operating in concert or on orders or on the behalf of a nation or a country or Pakistan army, I think the world should have possibly taken notice of it, right? While Musharraf has said, so many other leaders have come out and said, it is proven, but on a public platform, well publicized, when something of this nature happens, it also shows importance of the international organizations, which can speak about something to other countries, but surely not on Pakistan or the countries which are actually controlled or supported by the Americans. So this duplicity, also I think by our diplomatic community, and I'm sure Ambassador Vora's juniors should take this on and take it out and inform after all the world that you are being duplicitous. You're not maintaining a standard this thing, because these are happening too often, and this also lends credence for which so many other political parties in India have been asking, and our left people have been asking that did Operation Sindoor was a consequence of Lashkar-e-Tawba carrying a strike at Pahalgam? Who was behind it? So a number of times people within our country question of these strikes which happen inside has been actually claimed by a terrorist on a public platform. I think we need to also draw some advantage from it.
Here's the problem, sir. Everybody knows a doormat is dirty. So if you go and tell the world that a doormat is dirty, everybody knows it's dirty. The problem is it's supposed to keep your feet clean. We go and tell the world that the doormat is now dirtying your feet. So it's no longer keeping your feet clean. That's when they'll replace the doormat or perhaps split it into 4 parts. That's the analogy that I could make in my limited understanding. Yes, Dr. Ranganathan, quickly before we move on to the next aspect. Ji.
Just to add to what General Pandey was saying, I don't think the West needs to learn anything from the kind of diabolical nature of the Pakistanis. If you remember, 24 hours after we bombed their terror hub, there were highest ranked Pakistani generals who were attending the funeral of the terrorists who were killed. Now, those photographs were not taken by Indian media. They were taken by media that is traditionally helpful to the Islamic world, Al Jazeera and Sky and all those things. So the fact of the matter is the West knows it. The different thing that has happened now is that we don't care whether it knows or not. I mean, the fact is that had the Americans not buried Osama at sea, Pakistanis would have built a mausoleum for Osama and would have gone there and worshipped him every year.
Yeah, they threw him at sea, we would have burnt him. But that's a different story altogether. That's what the Fauj has always said, that we need to burn these terrorists. So that's what